What's up, everybody? Welcome in to another Big Men on Campus podcast. I'm your host, the Big Men on Campus, here for you Wednesday, August 15, 2018. Here with you at 5 o'clock, breaking down some soccer. Got some MLS tonight, maybe a little baseball. Try to throw out a player or two there. Going to hit some of the lower leagues this weekend. So get your pen and your pad out. Write this shit down because last week I fucking murdered the championship. So make sure you get your paper and pen out and write all this stuff down as I head into another weekend in some of the lower leagues in England. Shout out to everyone out there listening. Hopefully you had a great Wednesday. A lot going on. IFBC next weekend. I'll be heading out to Vegas. I got football getting going. My website getting started here in a few days. So a lot going on, but nothing that I can't handle. I've been on the air a lot this week. Got the show today. Got all sorts of stuff going on. So, make sure you tune in for everything that I'm doing here in the coming weeks. Football is soon to be upon us. What's up, Mexico? Welcome in. Gerald Martinez, Troy, Trenton, Scott, David, Little E, Ryan, Rusty, welcome in. MLS tonight. We got some things going on there. I'll get into those games, 2 games. We also have some baseball. We might get that out of the way quickly. Don't even know if I'll have anything on the baseball card tonight. I took the Yankees last night. They won. They covered a run line. I took the Dodgers first 5. That lost. The base guy broke even. Tonight, there's not a ton that really wets my whistle here. I don't think that the Devil Rays are a bad play. The Rays, I think they could have a little value tonight. I'm not a Sessa guy. I think he's a guy, you maybe look towards the first 5 there with the Rays. I could see Faria come in and give you some good innings. Maybe get a nice little plus money dog there. The Indians are interesting. They've been killing the Reds lately, it seems like. They're scoring a ton of runs. Reds run line or Indians run line, maybe Indians team total looks pretty good. But I don't have much on a baseball card, frankly. I don't really look at it much. I'm kind of just focusing on other things. Hello from Dublin. Very good. Tom, welcome in. If you want Europa League, I did some stuff on SBR. You can check that out there. We went over a lot of different games. So check that out. Me and Alex from Need for Tips did that. David, what's up? I got nothing on baseball other than that. Probably going to take a shot with the Rays first 5. And probably going to go with the Indians in some sort of form or fashion. MLS tonight. I already talked about my first pick. This is a pick that I'll give out to people. I'm on the Portland Timbers plus a half a goal against DC United. Don't really think DC United should be a favorite of this magnitude. Portland's a team that is pretty good. They're good defensively. They've been good on the road for the most part. DC United's solid. You have to think, though, quick turnaround. They played Sunday night. Could be a little bit weary, let's say, a little tired maybe. I think this game finishes in a draw. I'll say 2-2. But I think you're getting value here taking the Timbers. I don't think they lose this game. And I'm getting a good price on getting a half a goal here. So anytime you get a half a goal in soccer, it's worth a look. So I'm going to go Portland Timbers, better team, getting a half a goal. I just don't see DC United beating them. Do you ever discuss bets with Peter and Jimmy the Bag? No. Did you watch any of the Super Cup? No. I don't really. Like I said to other people, I don't really follow the cups. I mean, I bet on the FA Cup. That's about it. Don't really care about any other cups. Most of my soccer betting is in England. I just don't. I don't really look at a lot of the other leagues. I mean, I root for Celtic. I root for Juventus. I love the champions in Europa. I bet those, but I don't really bet in Spain. I'm not into the German league. Occasionally, I'll bet Serie A just because I do know a lot of the teams there. But I hate the La Liga, and I'm not into the German league or French league either. So I'm strictly England and a little a little Italy, and obviously MLS. What else do we have here? What do you think of Portland and DC over 3? I got no opinion on that. Should go over, but I'm not interested there. I'm more or less interested in the side. Yeah, agreed, Cam. I like them a lot. LA Galaxy's shown some chinks in the armor. LAFC, who we'll get to here in a second, they've shown chinks in the armor. LAFC actually playing Real Salt Lake, who is playing well. Real Salt Lake playing good football right now. They've won a couple in a row, and they're doing some nice things. I don't hate taking a shot maybe with them tonight, but I think the game in this one is goals. I think we'll see them here. LAFC just can't keep goals out. And Real Salt Lake is a team that can score goals. This seems like a bit more of a shootout to me. Maybe a 2-2, maybe a 3-2. I'll tell you this, though. I wouldn't be against Real Salt Lake and the draw. So basically a half a goal here. I mean, 2.8 is a nice price. That's basically, you're getting basically, you get one plus 180 back on the draw double chance here. You can actually take Salt Lake +1 at plus 120. You can get plus 1.5 at minus 135. Why is LAFC laying 1 goal, 1.5 goals? LAFC is not a good football team right now. They're not playing well. They can't keep goals out. I like the dogs in these games tonight. I mean, LAFC just lost at home 2-0. Then they lost on the road at the Red Bulls 2-1. Tied with the Galaxy. Gave up a lead in that game. Get crushed by Minnesota United. Why are they laying 1.5 goals here? Don't get it. Real Salt Lake is playing well. They're moving up the table. Both these teams, though, give up goals. I see goals on the menu here. I'd go over 3.5 at minus 120. But my favorite play is the Portland Timbers plus a half a goal. G-Money, what's up? Everybody, what's up? I don't get these prices. MLS is a weird league. I've had good luck with it, though. Last night's over was fucking great. What a great game that was. It ended awesome. And it was sweet, too, because they scored LA Galaxy scored a goal to go up 2-1, and there was still like 15 minutes left. And I was thinking, someone else is scoring for sure. And how about the Rapids? 2 great goals last night. I'll take it. I also gave out the live over 1.5 on the show last night. So both of them came in. MLS is rocking right now. I already talked baseball. What appeals about soccer to you? Everything. What doesn't appeal about it? Everything. I've been a soccer fan since I was a kid. So for me, it's just a normal thing. Everything about soccer. Relegation. Just the pace anymore, the goal scoring, the athletes, the fact that the athletes are the most toned and athletic people in the world. I mean, do you know how difficult it is to run up and down a field for 90 minutes, to jump up in the air, to kick a ball, to headbutt a ball? I mean, all that stuff. It's so difficult to head a ball in the air. I mean, they're just tremendous athletes. They're the best athletes in the world. Let's get into England Championship. Get your paper, get your pen out. It's time to go to school, boys. School is in session. As they say, I'm the biggest boss that you've seen thus far, and I surely am in this league. It's been a fun year so far in the championship. Now, if you're familiar, I do the Premier League punters with SBR. We'll be on the air tomorrow, 3 o'clock, to do our second week of coverage there. But I've been breaking down the championship on this telecast. Last week, I think I had 3 losses. Everything else came in. So this is the time where you make some money here. So whether you're someone that follows this, whether you don't, get involved. It's time to break it down. People flopping all over the place, acting like, then don't watch, bro. I mean, what do you want? So you're going to highlight the one thing because, again, they don't flop in any other sport either. It's only soccer that they do that in. Listen, I get it's not everybody's thing. Don't watch it then. I don't know what you want me to tell you. Yeah, I love it. It's a great sport. And leave it to me for, showing everyone that it's such a great sport. Ask Natalie Rydstrom, who bought football to a lot of these people in the U.S. You're looking at them. I started the wave. That's what I do, though. I just start waves. I set trends. I don't follow them. I set trends. People want to be me. That's just how it goes. People want to be me. I don't follow anyone. I set tones. So when you start setting your tone, Alex doesn't live in the United States. I do. And I've contributed to the U.S. people liking soccer. You can ask him. You can ask anybody. They know the deal. Let's get into the championship here. I mean, again, Teddy B, because you seem to know everything. I don't think Alex lives in the U.S. Maybe you know, though. Me. Because you seem to know everything about Canada, and you know everything about everything. Just saying. Okay. Listen, Jared, we get it. You don't like soccer. Sounds good. No need to watch then, man. You don't have to watch soccer. But you don't have to watch it to bet on it. Just put the games in and just check them at the end. Kyle L., what's happening? Let's get into the championship. I think there's some money to be made this week. Interesting card. There always is an interesting card here, but I think we have some value. We'll start it off with Swansea City and Birmingham on Friday. And, you look at this one, I think we have some value here on Swansea. Birmingham is a team that has struggled to score goals. Swansea started out quite well in the championship. 2 goals, 2 games, 2 wins. Nice win over the weekend. They're playing well, keeping goals out. They are on the road here, so what I'm going to probably do in this one is go draw no bet. That way, in the case of a draw, I get my money back. But a nice price to punt on Swansea here at plus 150 if you're interested. I think they beat Birmingham. I think Swansea is a team that will possibly go back up. I could maybe see that. I don't know if they will, but I think they'll be towards the top of the table, could get into the playoffs. I think they're a better side than Birmingham. The only thing keeping me off this one is being on the road, but I'll probably take a shot with draw no bet here just in the case that this one ends in a tie. What do we got here? Aston Villa against Ipswich. I think this one's pretty straightforward. Ipswich is going to struggle this year in this league. They just are. I mean, you saw last weekend against Rotherham. They couldn't even find a way to beat that team. Keep in mind, Paul Hurst is no stranger to Rotherham, Ipswich's manager. Ipswich is going to go down. They could be a team that will go down quite quickly. They're going to struggle all year. Villa's a team that I like. Jack Grealish has been doing tremendous things so far for them. They're on the road as well, but Ipswich Town seems to be a team that's just not going to put up much of a formidable side this year to really bother anyone. Villa at plus 105 looks pretty good. Bristol City, Middlesbrough, probably going to be a pass for me. I think a lot of people will fall into the trap and take Middlesbrough here, but this is a tough card this week. There's a lot of teams on the road, a lot of big sides on the road. Middlesbrough concerns me, and I'll tell you why. You look at their 3 games this year, 2 of them have been at home. They've taken care of business. You look at the one away game at Millwall. They should have lost at Millwall. They were down 2-0 in the 87th minute. Millwall concedes 2. They go out, you find a way to get a tie there. Didn't play well, though. Now you got to go on the road, do like a pesky Bristol City side who, wouldn't surprise me if they score some goals in this game. This looks like a draw. I'm not going to fall into the trap. Could Middlesbrough win? Sure they can. And they're a good side. To me, they're probably the best side in this league. But I worry a bit about the road atmosphere here at Bristol City. Bristol City, kind of a middle-of-the-table team, haven't been terrible scoring goals. Wouldn't surprise me if this is 2-2. I'm not jumping into the fire. I'm going to stay away from this one. What What do we have also? Hull Blackburn. I don't have much on this game. Probably going to be one of the passes that I'll make this week. Hull City, I don't like, but they are at home here. I think they are a team that can score goals. I think they do have guys that are capable. Obviously guys like Eric Leashai, who was at Nottingham Forest. They do have some guys that can put the ball in the back of the net, but they also are a team that can't stop goals from coming in. So that's kind of a pass. Blackburn coming up. Don't have really a good read on them either, Blackburn Rovers. So for me, it's mostly going to be a pass in this one. Do overs, under, or draws happen more with soccer totals? Well, there is no draw on a soccer total. Overs come in more. Leeds Rotherham. Leeds Rotherham is an interesting game. Another game where I think a lot of people will look towards the home side, and I wouldn't blame you. Rotherham are a horrible team. They're the worst team in this league. But Leeds, I think there's a lot of recency bias with the way they played lately. They're at home. You got to lay 1.5 goals to get any value in this game. And I want to throw out a little nugget to anyone out there who's interested. Rotherham are a team that will fuck you late if you bet against them. If this game is not 4-0, I wouldn't be too sold on this. Let me give you an interesting stat here. If they concede 4 or 5, you don't have to worry about it. And Leeds could very well be up 4 or 5-0 in this game. But I'd be concerned if this game is 2-0 late. Last year, guys, Rotherham in the last 15 minutes of games scored 21 goals. Okay, so they have a tendency to hang around and bother you late in games. Now, down in League One, it's good because they were a really good side down there, and they were able to beat teams badly. But coming up here, what that means is they're going to just sit in the front of the net and defend. They might be down 2-0. Get something on a break, get a set piece, and they're going to fuck you late. This is one that I'm a little bit careful with. Personally, if I had to play this game, I'd be looking at the over 2.5 in this one. It's a little low as far as the price, but I think we see over 2.5 come in here. I think Rotherham wouldn't surprise me if they score a goal. This one should be 3-0, 3-1, 2-1. I think we see goals here. I also don't hate Leeds in the over 2.5. I think Leeds definitely win this match, and I do think it's 2-1 or 3-0. I just don't see a situation where it's 2-0 or 1-0. I don't. I think Leeds are too good going forward. And they rested players over the week in their match against Bolton Wanderers. So for me, I would go over 2.5 in Leeds Rotherham. I think it's 3-1, 2-1, something like that. If you have the ability, Leeds in the over 2.5 at even money looks like a really good play here. What about both teams to score? I don't trust Rotherham enough to score. Win to nil, I'd be more inclined to maybe take. I don't know. I don't know that they can score. I think this game will finish. If I had to bet it, correct score, I would say 3-0 or 2-1, something like that. I don't trust Rotherham enough to score though. Not for me. I'll go over 2.5 here. Millwall, Derby County. Derby County's had a tough start to the season. You look at their start under Frank Lampard. I mean, they get the win against Reading in the first game, but if you remember, they were down the whole game there. Okay, and then, you give up 4 at home against Leeds at the weekend. Millwall are a good side. At the Den, their home stadium, they are almost unbeatable. Get this, guys. Millwall hasn't lost at home since November 4th of last year. They don't lose at home. They're going to get a result generally at that stadium. And Derby County have not looked good so far. For me, if I had to play it, I'd be looking at Millwall, frankly. I think they can get a result. My only concern here is the draw. You're not getting a great price on the draw no bet here. Millwall have been a really good fortress defensively. Under 2.5 could have some value here. I'm concerned a bit about Derby County, and Millwall doesn't give up goals. I mean, you look at this team this year so far, in 2 games, they've only conceded twice. They're generally good for giving up a goal. That's what they do. I think this one could finish 1-1. I think that's a capable scoreline here. But It's a tough one. Millwall doesn't lose at home, and you're not getting a good enough price. The bookies are starting to see that. They're not giving you a draw no bet at 1.8 here against Derby. You got to lay, 1.55. They know Millwall doesn't lose at home. You ask yourself, is there a chance Derby can win this game? Sure, they can go in there and win. They're a good side. And this championship is a bit of a crazy league at times. So you say to yourself, maybe I have some value and look at the other side. I'm obviously not getting value on Millwall. And again, at the end of the day, it is Millwall. Millwall's not a great side. They've just been good at home. Could this be a game where Derby comes in and gets the job done? Sure. I don't know. It's a tough game. I might just punt on Derby County. Maybe they can go in and get a win, and really kind of surprise people. This could be a weird week. I mean, last week was pretty straightforward in the championship. It's a tough game. Do you have a family or a woman, big man? If so, what is the secret to keeping a woman? Because Loshak, women, and sports betting are like oil and water. Well, listen, I mean, I've talked before about I don't think you could be married or have a serious relationship when you do what I do or what he does. You got to be married to the game. And a lot of people are married, aren't married to the game. A lot of people have jobs, they have a family, they have kids. You have to, I don't know, kind of have it, I guess, alone time where you don't do anything with sports betting. But, I don't know. That's a tough question. I mean, I'm one to just get it in with the chick and have her leave. I don't do relationships really. Not saying I wouldn't. I don't really want to deal with that. I prefer them to just leave and everybody's happy. I mean, he's probably a lot like me. He's just, he's comfortable with himself and just, he wants to dedicate his time to his company and his business and what he's doing. And I have nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with that. Peter's a really dedicated guy. He does a lot with that. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just kind of wants to stick to himself, And if you know Peter, I mean, he's been doing this a long time. He follows these sports, and you got to be dedicated to that. I've asked Donnie that. Talked to him in the second episode of my podcast. He's one of the only people that have been able to do it. But my advice, I don't think you can do it. As far as a family, yeah, I mean, I have parents, brother, sister. We all have our own careers, and they do their own thing, and I do mine, and yeah. Do I have any kids? No. I don't. I don't think with what I'm doing, This is not enough. There's no time. I'll let that come together when I'm ready for all that. I'm married to the game right now. That's what I have to say. And most chicks just kind of don't understand it anyway. So, like, I don't know. Like, most of them think, like, I'm a bookie or something. I mean, like Meek Mill said, it was time to marry the game, and I said I do. That's how I look at it. All right, let's get back to the games here. So, yeah, Millwall Derby, tough one. I don't want to bet against Millwall at home. Reading Bolton, pass. No opinion on this one. Two bad sides. Again, probably just draw. I mean, 2-2, something like that. I don't have much opinion on Reading Bolton. Sheffield United, Norwich. It's over 2.5 for me. These are the two worst defenses in the league to me as we start the season. Both these teams have conceded 6 goals apiece. You're getting a good price on an over here. Just don't see a way where this game's not 3-2 or 2-2 or something like that. I mean, last week they played Norwich. I'm trying to remember who they played. I want to say they played West Bromwich Albion. It was like 4-3. I mean, it was a wild game. I mean, these are the 3 games so far for Norwich. 2-2 against Birmingham, 4-3 against Norwich or against West Brom, and then yesterday against Stevenage in League Cup 3-1. So, I mean, plenty of goals on the cards for these two sides. Sheffield can't keep goals out. We should see a fun match here. I would go over 2.5. It's one of my favorite bets of the weekend in Sheffield, Norwich. We'll keep it moving here. A couple more. West Bromwich Albion against QPR. Look, QPR is going to have trouble all year. They don't have any money to spend. The financial fair play fine hurt them. They don't have enough money. They can't go out and buy players. They're a bad team. They've only scored 1 goal in the season so far. I think this is a good point for West Brom to really, at home, handle their business. For me, I'm looking towards West Bromwich Albion on a handicap here. I'll look -1. I get -1 at plus 107. This should be a time where West Brom can really kind of take advantage of a poor side at home, kind of flex their muscles a little bit. They've had issues. Can't keep goals out. But again, I think being at home here, in front of their home fans, haven't been at home for a while. I think they win 2-0, 3-0 here. I think QPR really struggle this year. They just cannot score goals. Couple more. Wigan against Nottingham Forest. I'll go right back to the total here, go over the number. Wigan Athletic can't keep goals out. They're coming up from League One. They've really struggled defensively. Nottingham Forest, always a team with goals in them. This just has the looks of an over game as well. You can actually get plus money on the over between these two. Wigan's given up 5 goals in 2 games. Norwich or Nottingham, I'm sorry, is putting some goals in. So for me, I'm looking towards the over in this one at plus 105. Final game, Preston Stoke. Preston North End are a good defensive side. Stoke can be as well. I think this one's a draw. I'll go 3.25 on the draw. I think this is 1-1. But not one I'm in love with. The ones I really like, I like Leeds, Rotherham over 2.5. I like Aston Villa against Ipswich Town. I like Swansea City, draw no bet. I like Sheffield United, Norwich over 2.5. I like West Brom -1 against QPR. And I'll tell you what, I'll go Preston Stoke draw at plus 225. Sunday match, Brentford and Sheffield Wednesday. Brentford, a good side. I think they're a team that will go up this year. They've scored 6 goals in 2 games. Obviously, one of them they scored 5 in, though. Sheffield Wednesday, going to be a team that's going to struggle all year. You're not getting a ton of value here on Brentford. Maybe a decent shout would be Brentford parlayed with West Bromwich Albion, both to win. Brentford and West Brom, you can actually get plus 142 on that. Maybe take a shot with a 2-team parlay there. West Brom win, Brentford win, plus 142. Might be something that you get involved with there. But that's it. Championship wrapped up in, 10 or 15 minutes there? Not bad. What song did he say that in? He said that in Dreams and Nightmares. Awful loss for Celtic. Yeah, well, let's not talk about that. When will they get over the hump? When they go out and spend money on defenders, that's when they'll get over the hump. They don't buy anyone. And that's one of the reasons they won't compete. They lost over the weekend against fucking Hearts, for Christ's sakes. They're not playing well. Might be time to move on from Brendan Rodgers. They don't buy anyone. Their defense is not good enough. Women are clout chasers. You can have a new one every month. Exactly. Feel free to send in any questions you might have. I'll stay on for about, 10 or 15 more minutes. Excited to head out to Vegas next week. I travel with Donnie. I just got some Beats headphones for the trip, so I'm looking forward to hanging out with him. I'm going to pick him up next Friday morning. We're going to head over to the airport and fly out to Vegas. So we'll be out there about 1:30 Vegas time. We'll have it's going to be fun. Go up to the room, get it all freshen up, head down to the ballroom and have a little, I'm not going to drink, but, have a meet up with some of the fans and some of the industry professionals, link up with some people. I'm going to have some dinner on Friday night with Ian Cameron and Donnie Rightside. Then Saturday, we have obviously the big day, all the speaking. We'll have some breakfast, I'm sure. I will try to hit the gym on Saturday morning. Get a half hour on the elliptical and then, get ready for my talk. I have a speaking engagement with Joe Lisi from from Fantasy Sports Network and GoForThe2.com, Joe Lisi, hosted by Drew Martin. I'm looking forward to that. So we'll be talking college football. Hopefully they'll stream that. I don't know if they will or not, but we'll be doing everything college football. And it should be fun. There's going to be some great speakers out there. I mean, you look at Saturday, first thing out of the gate, you got Ed Fang and a couple others, Bill Connolly and Bud Elliott from SB Nation. They'll be talking college football. Ed Fang, a guy that I've done videos with, has a site called the Power Rank. Then you have Teddy Covers, Mark Lawrence, and Warren Sharp, joined by former Giants head coach Jim Fossil, talking a little NFL from a strategic point of view. A couple of older guys there that are going to obviously be able to talk a little bit of their, experiences in the game. Obviously Mark has been doing this a long time, and those guys. So that should be interesting. Then we have a little lunch, and then you get yours truly in front of all the big boys talking about college football. We'll break down the season preview there, and then the final night, the final talk of the night, 2:30 to 3:30. We get Clay Travis and Jason Whitlock. So that should be fun listening to those two. Speak for yourself, as they call it. I can't say I agree with those guys politically, but from a sports perspective, I'll be interested to see what they have going on. Then we have a little poker tournament that night, some dinner as well with the Reverend Bob Levy doing some comedy, so that'll be nice. Then I'm sure at night we'll link up and do some sports betting and play poker or whatever. I'm sure Donnie and I will throw some craps around. And then Sunday, you got a bookmaker panel with Natalie Rydstrom hosting. So I'm excited to see Nat. It's been a long time. Her and I have done videos. And then final speak engagement of the weekend is Donnie Rightside with Kelly in Vegas, Gabe Morency, and Whale Capper, who, by the way, I'm going to do a podcast with Whale Capper tonight on his podcast network. Whale Capper, a good NFL bettor. We're going to speak about some NFL, so look out for that in the next couple days. So a lot of things going on here as the conference gets going. Any update on your and Donnie's service? Yes, we should be getting something out Monday. That's what we're hoping for as we get started. Everyone will be ready to go, we promise. Where do we stay in Vegas? We'll be at the Golden Nugget. David Hutton, good. Will you be out, David Hutton? Who's your favorite to win the championship? What championship are you talking about? There's a lot of championships. We just talked about one in soccer. Be a little bit more descriptive there, Troy. Is Joe Duffy going to be there? I don't know. I don't believe so. Take Babana to karaoke. I don't do karaoke, but maybe he may. Do you like college football weeks during the last 7 or 8 weeks? No. I attack from season 1, week 1. Same as I do in college basketball. No one actually works out in Vegas. Good luck. I will. I also don't drink or do drugs either, and most people do. So for me, I'm pretty disciplined other than eating correctly. So I'm sure I'll be fine. And I'm not one of those people that says, oh, yeah, I don't drink when I really do. I do not drink. I don't care if you hand me it for free and say, you can have drinks all night. Not interested. I'm focused and astute. I don't do that. But I will wake up and go down there for a half an hour. That's how people lose weight. That's how people get going in things, Adam. You have to be disciplined, my man. That sounds like a star-studded group of cappers. Yep, a lot of good people there. What's your preseason college basketball top 5? I don't have that together yet, but my consensus number 1 would be Duke, and that's not going to change. But I do really like Gonzaga. That will be made known as I get into the season. We'll get into that starting in early October. We'll start talking college basketball. Listen, there's no better place for you to be than this year with me in college basketball. If you're interested in the fantasy world, I'd love to tell you all about FanDuel. If you're looking to get involved with daily fantasy, check out FanDuel.com/BMOC, my private page. Sign up there and get $20 free to play. All you got to do is deposit and enter a league. Support me and support FanDuel by going to FanDuel.com/BMOC and playing some fantasy sports today. Is there room in your fantasy league? Yes. DM me. I have, I think, 2 spots left. Get in touch with me. You get to play with me, my brother, a couple of my friends, all sorts of people. Not really something that I'm putting out there a ton. I'm only looking for 12 people. I don't need people breaking down the door to get in. But if you're interested in getting in, Jason, get in touch with me. When am I going to Vegas? I'll be there August 24th through the 27th. Won't be there in September, my man. Also, I'll be signing up for the contest out there, the William Hill College football contest. So I'm excited about that. Also, want to let everyone know, if you're in the market, you'll be out in Vegas for the super contest, anything like that, check out my girl Kelly in Vegas. Great proxy. She'll hook you up. She's very good, very astute. We'll get everything in for you. Check out Kelly in Vegas. She'll take care of you if you're in the market for a proxy. And most of you don't live in Vegas, so you'll need a proxy if you're getting into the super contest, into any of the contests. So make sure you check out. Make sure you check that out. You can find her on Twitter, Kelly in Vegas. I already talked about the MLS. If you have to listen back, Tim, so you don't drink at all. No, I do not drink at all. Can't wait to party in Vegas. Good stuff, Ron Fig. Looking forward to it. Make sure you say hello. For college basketball, since you're going tout, fucking guys, since you're going tout, motherfucker, I should go tout. Do you work for free at your job? Will I give any free picks out for college basketball? Can you buy yearly package instead of monthly? Yes, we will have faceted services. We have monthly, we have yearly, and we have season long. So yes, you can do whatever you want. All those prices will be available on the page. As far as free picks, yes, but we'll do what we did last year. The best picks that I give out, the ones that you all got last year for free and made 45 units on, those are not going to be for free anymore. I do way too much work. I'm sorry. $100 a month is very cheap. Most of you people bet that on one game. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. Appreciate it, Giorgio. Yeah, Teddy, wake up. All right? Come on, dude. I mean, it's nothing. That's not a lot of money. Have any sleepers for fantasy football and PPR? Well, I won't want to share that, Ruben, because that means people that are in my league will try to finagle their way and try to beat me. So no, I do not have any of those. I'm going to have to pass. Maybe we'll talk about that in a week or so. You don't need to drink or do drugs when gambling. Provides way more than enough of a high. I agree. Good point. Who are your best 5 college football hires? That's a good question. I would probably say Joe Moorhead, Dan Mullen, Scott Frost, Chip Kelly, and Mario Cristobal. And others mixed in. I think Chad Morris will do a nice job at Arkansas. I think, obviously once he gets going, I think Kevin Sumlin at Arizona. I think that's a great hire for them. I think that will really help Khalil Tate. But I think the ones that I mentioned are really high level. Some of the ones that I don't like, I'm not really a fan of the Ole Miss hire. I mean, elevating Matt Luke to head coach, I don't really get that. Sonny Dykes, terrible coach. I don't know why he gets jobs. Not a big fan of Jonathan Smith at Oregon State. Didn't understand that hire. Josh Heupel, I don't know if he's a head coach. There's some I don't like. But the top 5 I mentioned I really like. Troy V, England Championship, your favorite. I would say my favorite in that league is probably the three that will go up will be Middlesbrough, West Bromwich Albion, and I don't know, probably Leeds or Stoke. But I think Brentford, I think Swansea, Forest, they're all in the hunt too. Go through about 5 more minutes here. What about Herm Edwards? Are you not big on his hire to Arizona State? No, I actually like the hire there. I think he'll be a great coach for them. Listen, I mean, you have to remember, Is Herm Edwards going to do a ton on the field? No. No, I don't think so. But you look at guys that are going to kind of change a culture. I think he could change the culture. Who more would you want to teach your son how to be a good man than Herm Edwards? Herm Edwards is a great guy. He knows how to motivate young guys, young kids. He'll get them to play hard for him. He's a great motivational guy. I think he's a great coach for them. Will he do a ton on the field? I don't know. But that's why you have coordinators, That's why you go out and you get good coordinators. That's important nowadays. I don't know how much Jim or Herm will do from the head coaching angle, but I think we'll have obviously a big say, and I think he'll motivate those guys to do well. Exactly. Recruiting. Exactly. You look at Ed Orgeron, not a great coach, but I mean he's a great recruiter. And he gets those kids to buy in. That's what you have to look at. Had fun last night with the impressions. We did a lot of impressions. I mean, we did everything from Bobby Hill and Hank Hill to John Sterling to Mike Francesa to Gabe Morency. We did Mad Dog Russo, Susan Waldman. Did all sorts of impressions last night. Had some fun with that. We did Joe Duffy at Orgeron. It was a fun time on Gabe's show last night that we filled in for him. I will not be on there tonight. Gabe is back, I believe. So make sure you check that out. Browns culture is what you'd expect. Just like you said, I watch HBO. They spend a lot of time trying to convince each other how bad they want to be in Cleveland. I actually didn't mind the episode last night. I thought it was okay. I think they're getting there, but the way they handled the Callaway situation was pretty pathetic. I think Herm has to always kind of justify how he's a good coach. Or Hugh, I'm sorry, not Herm, Hugh Jackson. I think Todd Haley's a better coach than any of them. Greg Williams is just hot air. I'm not buying into him. I like that, Marco. Sure. Southampton blow. I agree with that. You think coordinators play more in a team than a head coach? Yeah, I think in college they do. I think the head coach is sometimes just a figure. Like Bill Snyder, do you think he really does much? Herm Edwards, Joe Paterno towards the end of his career? A lot of those guys don't do much. I mean, do you think Ed Orgeron really coaches? No. It's the guys on the side that are doing the coaching. I mean, most places are like that. That's why you have to have good assistants. Yeah, I was actually curious at what Todd Haley makes. I'm going to say it's pretty good amount. Damn, I want to see what that is. I don't think I can find it though. Maybe I can. Players, it's easy because there's a website that tracks it, but coaches are a bit harder. Do I have a problem with Jalen Ramsey running his mouth? No, because I think he was totally right. So no, I don't have a problem with it. Plus, I think he's a good player. So no, I don't. I think he was dead on the money about Josh Allen. And the only people that have a problem with it are Bills fans. He's totally right. Josh Allen's not a good quarterback and won't be successful in the league. Do I agree with him on Joe Flacco? Probably, yeah. I mean, a lot of the shit he said was true. My tip for DC is Portland plus a half a goal. Matt Ryan's overrated. I mean, I noticed I didn't say anything about that, Kyle. Some of the stuff was a bit of a stretch. But listen, he doesn't care. He doesn't care what people think. Do I think Matt Ryan's like a top tier quarterback? No. I think he's like top 10, but he's not top 5. Did I get a Via Vea jersey? No. I don't really wear jerseys much. I do have a jersey coming though that I got that I'm going to have at IPC that I'm going to rock. We want players to be honest, and when they did, we want them to shut up. Good point. Good point. I hate players and coaches to just answer the questions. That's why, it is refreshing sometimes to hear a player's opinion. Sometimes though the opinions suck. This one I actually liked. But like CJ McCollum, like I hate his opinions. Like, I could care less what he says. Well, I don't think he ever said he was overrated. He said that he was basically only good because of uh, Kyle Shanahan. And I don't think that was a stretch. I mean, look at him last year. Shanahan leaves and he wasn't particularly good. So I don't think it's that bad of a point, really. I don't think he said he was overrated. Maybe he did. But as far as do I think he's a product of Shanahan? Maybe. Kyle, he didn't call him overrated. Stop saying that. I don't think he said that at least. Maybe I should read it. I remember hearing, though, that he said that he was a product of Shanahan. Oh, I'm starting to make sense of this all now. Kyle Brady's an Atlanta Falcons fan. That's why he's saying all this stuff. Settle down, Teddy. Fucking Christ. I can't stand these fucking fans. If you're a fan, stay the fuck out of giving your opinion on your team. I can't stand this shit. Stop with this, dude. Seriously. Kirk Cousins is not winning the fucking MVP. Give me a fucking break. Oh, wonder why. Because you're a fucking Vikings fan. Dude, Teddy, you got to stop betting like that, dude. You got to stop giving your opinion about teams. Nobody cares that you're a fan. They don't care. Stop making that a point. That's pretty ridiculous, dude. Kirk Cousins is not winning the fucking MVP. I mean, Christ. My advice, you shouldn't be betting on Viking games. Unless you can properly say that you don't think they're going to win games. You notice last year, I touted the Eagles all year because they were good. That's why. They're my favorite team, and they actually were good, and they were good. That's why I bet them. But I'm not going to not make money on the Eagles if there's not a money-making opportunity. For you, I feel like you bet the Vikings every week regardless. Right, right. So how does that make sense that they're going to win this? That he's going to win the MVP because they're the most profitable team? That's Mike Zimmer that's doing that. Mike Zimmer's good at ATS. I didn't say anything about them not being profitable. You said they're going to win the MVP. He's going to win the MVP, and then you bring up that they're the most profitable team in the league. How does that mean that Cousins is going to win the MVP? Well, yeah, I would place a bet on that too. That's a little bit more possible. Kirk Cousins is not winning the MVP. If Kirk Cousins wins the MVP, I will literally delete my Twitter and never be seen again by anyone. Exactly. There you go. This thing we do. He's going with Teddy Bridgewater, a big Jets fan. He's going to take Teddy Bridgewater. Good point. Might not start for them this year, but I think he's got a shot. Settle down, Patel. I'll do what I want. It's my show. Dude, save everything. I don't give a shit. You know I'm polite with everything. Most of the shit I say comes true. Dude, he's not winning the MVP. That's ludicrous, man. That is so moronic. It's not even funny. But again, explain how that makes, like you said, Vikings are the most profitable team again in the league. So that makes that will show you that Kirk Cousins will win the MVP. I don't understand how that equates to wins. Dude, you're deluded. You're deluded, Teddy. You're a deluded guy. You just can't see past your teams. It's amazing. You're lost the plot when it comes to your teams. You're like a Trump supporter, kind of. Like, I could tell you that Donald Trump shot someone in the middle of Fifth Avenue, and they still support him. Like, do you ever say anything negative about your team? Like, are they never not going to win the Super Bowl and stuff? Like, seriously, it's amazing. I mean, it's okay, like, if that's how you are, but I mean, literally, you always bring it back to your team. Like, at the end of the day, it's always about like your favorite team. Like, you do know the Vikings have issues, like getting fucking smacked in the face in the NFC Championship and losing by what, 30 points? Remember that? Oh, 31, sorry. By the way, they were up 7-0 too. They gave up 38 unanswered. 38 points. That big time defense got fucking rolled. They were smacked in the face like a redheaded stepchild. And their fans walked out of our stadium crying and then fucking blaming our fans for the reason they lost. Get the fuck out of here. Go back to fucking Minnesota. Get the fuck out of here. Can't take the heat. Get out of the fucking kitchen, motherfuckers. That's what happens. You come play a real team and you get fucking smacked. You shouldn't have been there in the first place. The only reason you were there is because fucking the kid on the Saints can't tackle. You didn't deserve that. You didn't deserve it. And you saw what happened. You went to play a real team and you got fucking raped. You didn't deserve to be there. You shouldn't even made it to the championship game. Vikings are a fraud team, a bum-ass team. You see what happened to them. Bums. Get smacked in the face. They got pistol whipped. Sit the fuck down, bitch. That's what they said to the Vikings. Sit the fuck down, bitch. Eagles got the sprayer out and said, "Brah." See you later. Oh, yeah. Here we go. Kyle Brady wants to chime in now. He actually has the nerve to talk to anyone about a team. Keep in mind, his team was up 28-3 in the Super Bowl and lost in the third quarter. They lost. He has actually room to talk about any team. Bro, stay in your lane and just go be 10-6, make the playoffs and lose. That's what you do. I don't think you have any room to talk, bro. I mean, especially after 28-3. Your owner was on the field celebrating and they lost. Come on, bro. Don't do that one. All right, I gotta go. Everyone have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. Always fun to have some fun. Always enjoy chatting about the shows and all the teams and stuff. Only reason the Eagles are there is because the Falcons couldn't score first down at the 12-yard line. Well, you know what happened, though? I'm going to tell you what happened. The Eagles dug the fuck in defensively like they did all year and lost. And the Falcons lost. They couldn't score on them. So, by the way, they couldn't score first down at the 12. So what does that say about your offense? They're fucking shit in the red zone. That's what they were. You had various opportunities. You couldn't get the job done. Goal line stand. And they stack them up again. It's always woulda, coulda, shoulda with all yous. Yeah, I know you should have won the Super Bowl, but you didn't. I know the Vikings. We should have won the Super Bowl, but you didn't. You came and got fucking smacked by my right hand. Just take your L and keep moving. Take that L, put it on your forehead and say, I'm a loser. My team are losers. We don't win. See my shirt here? That's what the Eagles did to you. Bossed you. Everyone have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I don't know if I'll see you tomorrow. But I'll see you next time. I'll see you tomorrow. Actually, I will see you tomorrow on SPR. Join me then. Have a great night. We'll go Portland Timbers plus a half a goal. Have a great night. Bye-bye.